I'm preparing this video for you, I could run down a list of all the distractions that I had to deal with. Oh my goodness, but just one in particular that happened while I was making this video for you. Literally, welcome back, Faith Fam. This is Paulina, aka Linaebu. On this channel, I do a lot of faith-based content, Christian lifestyle, and blended family. Sometimes you may even see my wonderful family on here. But this year we are having a new theme. We are becoming better versions of ourselves in 2024. So fam, if that is something that you like, I would love to have you join the family. I usually post videos on Friday. So fam, have you ever, we're becoming better versions of ourselves, right? So have you ever noticed when you make plans to do better, you write your visions and goals down of what you like to accomplish. You could be having a great day and something takes you off track of that day. Like you can get a phone call and it could just ruin your mood. You could see something on Facebook and it could just dampen your spirits. Like, has that ever happened to you? Trust me, it has happened to me. And today, I'm gonna tell you all about distractions, because that is all that is. It is a distraction. So even as I'm preparing this video for you, I could run down a list of all the distractions that I had to deal with. Oh my goodness, but just one in particular that happened while I was making this video for you. Literally, distraction. Literally, one in particular, my son Ethan, he was homesick that day. He had got sick at school the day before, so I let him stay at home just to try to rest up and try to heal. So mind you, Kobe was doing well, he was fine. He was running around playing, but as I was recording this video and I'm getting ready to lay him down for a nap so I could go ahead and record, literally, he throws up everywhere. All over his clothes, the floor, it was everywhere. So I had to realize that even though he threw up, that was a distraction from me trying to get this video out for you guys. But I say that to say, I'm going to give you 3 ways on how to move past a distraction. So the first thing we must recognize to move past a distraction, you have to recognize that it is a distraction. So the very popular story that I know you guys have heard of, but we're going to read it anyway, is found in Luke 10 verses 38 through 42. And it reads, "While they were traveling, he entered a village, and a woman named Martha welcomed him into her home. She had a sister named Mary who also sat at the Lord's feet and was listening to what he said. But Martha was distracted by her many tasks, and she came up and asked, 'Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to serve alone? So tell her to give me a hand.' The Lord answered her, 'Martha, Martha, you are worried and upset about many things. But one thing is necessary. Mary has done the right choice, and it will not be taken away from her.'" So just a little backstory. I know I had to research, but just a little backstory for those of you that don't know. This is not Mary, the mother of Jesus. This is Mary, that is a friend of Jesus, and she's also a sister to both Martha and to Lazarus, who later on Jesus raised from the dead. So anyway, Martha was so distracted by everything she had going on, preparing for Jesus, that she did not recognize that Jesus was there. So that would be equivalent to you have one of your closest friends coming into town and you are in the house, you getting the house ready, you're making sure that there's food available, but your friend actually gets to your house and you are still preparing food. You're still running around and not actually spending time with your friend. I'm pretty sure your friend will be pretty upset. So I see why Jesus said that Mary was doing what was right. But to recognize the distraction in your life, we have to see that distractions can take on many forms. So for those of you that don't know, a distraction is anything that takes you off your task, your goal, or your purpose. So, side note, I did receive a lot of feedback and a lot of comments from several people about doing a video about your gifts that you have and your purpose. So stay rocking with me. I do have those coming down the pipeline for you all. But back to distraction. So a distraction, again, is anything that takes you off your task, your goal, or your purpose. So I know with the story with Mary and Martha, Martha was so distracted by multitasking and making sure everything was perfect for Jesus instead of sitting at his feet. I know that distractions can even take on the form like it can be negativity and self-doubt. So we've made all these plans for the new year. We're trying to be better. We're working towards our goal. Distractions take a form of that as well. So I'll speak for myself. I allow procrastination to distract me from what I need to do. I allow self-doubt and negative talk to distract me from what I need to do. And there's several people in the Bible that also faced that negativity and self-doubt. Like, for instance, I think of Gideon in the Bible. I'll link to where the story is found, but I think of Gideon in the Bible, who he was out in the field and the angel came and appeared to him and said, "God is with you, mighty warrior." And I'm paraphrasing, but Gideon was basically like, if God is here, why is this happening? And he said, I am the least in my family and the weakest of my family. Like, how can I do anything? Another person in the Bible that faced a lot of self-doubt and negative talk was Moses. Moses in the Bible, God told him to go tell Pharaoh to release his people, release the Israelites from Egypt. And Moses is literally like, but God, I don't have good speech. Like, how do you want me to do that? Like, so like Moses and Gideon, we have to recognize that self-doubt, negative talk can still be a form of distraction. So a good way that I recognize a form of distraction is found in John 10:10. A thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. I have come so that they may have life and have it in abundance. So one good way to recognize a distraction, specifically one from the enemy, is that he comes to kill, steal, and destroy. So he could be trying to kill your mood for the day. He could be trying to take you off of how God wants us to treat others. He could be trying to take you off of the goals that God has told you to go after. Like, it could be anything. So we have to recognize that that is the enemy's objective. He wants to kill, steal, and destroy. The Bible says that God doesn't tempt us. I believe it says in James 1:13-14 that God doesn't tempt us, but sometimes we are lured away by our own desires, our own enticements that we have. So God doesn't tempt us with anything, but the devil can use that because that's his objective, to distort what God says. So he wants to lure you away and have you feed into the self-doubt and the negative talk of anything that God has showed you what to do. So after we recognize the distraction, the second way you can move past the distraction, you have to prioritize and you have to reassess. So you have to prioritize what is important. Is this a distraction that I need to move towards? Or if this is aligning with what God has, and just reassess some things. So for instance, when Kobe threw up, I had to prioritize him in that moment. The video, it could wait. So I had to prioritize cleaning him up, taking care of him, making sure that he's okay, giving him some medicine and some love, and actually taking care of him before I could get this video out for you. To prioritize, another way to prioritize, basically, You will see a shift in my videos, so I do apologize for not coming on last Friday, but I have to prioritize a few things in my life as far as like making sure that my household doesn't fall apart, making sure that I'm still growing and I'm still learning. So with that being said, I'm going to reassess, and my videos will now be coming out every other Friday instead of every Friday, just to give me some more time to plan and prepare for you guys and make sure that I'm giving you my best. So that's another way to plan and prioritize and reassess. While you are planning and reassessing your plans, it's best to look at Hebrews 12, 1 and 2, for example. Hebrews 12, 1 and 2. Hebrews 12, 1 and 2, it says, "Therefore, since we have such a large cloud of witnesses surrounding us, let us lay aside every hindrance and sin that so easily ensnares us. Let us run with endurance the race that lies before us, keeping our eyes on Jesus, the source and perfecter of our faith. For the joy that lay before him, he endured the cross, despising the shame, and sat down at the right-hand throne of God." So, if we go back to our example of Mary and Martha, Mary was actually sitting at the feet of Jesus. So she prioritized listening to Jesus, listening to what he has to say. So we need to do the same thing in our life. Like whatever task, whatever goal, whatever God has shared his purpose with you, whatever that looks like, we have to prioritize and keep Christ at the center. For me, it could even be in the way I act to one another, the way I act towards my spouse, or even those that may not like me. But I have to prioritize Jesus at the center, Jesus in front of your goal. So when you're prioritizing Jesus in front of your goal, you can then move to step 3 of how to move past the distraction, and that is to plan and persevere. So you've recognized the distraction, you recognized what it was, you planned and you reassessed what you had to do, so you can then plan and persevere towards the goal, whatever that looks like. So just as Jesus persevered in his mission on earth, we have to do the same thing, and we have to do it wholeheartedly. We have to be all in with what we're to do. So the best way I can say that is with the word. Follow me to Colossians 3 and 23. It says, "Whatever you do, do it from the heart, as something done for the Lord and not for people." So that's so beautiful. So whatever the goal is, whatever that is in front of you, avoid the distraction and be all in by doing it with your whole heart, doing it with everything in you. Don't half do it. So you want to work till you see the goal to completion, but do it with the best of your ability. Do it in conjunction with God, working with God, keeping him at the front of whatever that is that you're trying to do. And trust me, God will help you get to what you are trying to do and help you move past the distraction. Because like I said, distractions are not going anywhere. So fam, I want to leave you with this. Like, if for those of you that don't know, my dad is from Nigeria, and everything is always better in his accent. So I'm gonna say it in his voice. So he always says, work while you work, play while you play. To be useful and happy, this is the way. All that you do, do with all your might, because things done halfway are never done right. So fam, I hope that blesses you to move past distractions, because they are not going anywhere. If you are on the right path, if you are trying to do good, if you are trying to be better, recognize that distractions will happen. Then after you recognize that the distraction is going to happen, prioritize and reassess in which way you should go. If you should reassess the plans and goals that you have if you don't have Christ in the center of the goals. If you didn't have Christ in the center, how to make Christ part of your plan. You prioritize and you reassess on which way you should go. Then after you've done that, move with all of your heart, wholeheartedly, and plan and persevere until you meet the goal. So fam, I love you all. I thank you for rocking with me. If this blessed you or if this encouraged you, please share it with a friend, like, comment. How are you moving past distractions? How can we help each other move past distractions? So fam, I love you. I'll see you in the next video. Stay blessed.